been searching for a podcast that shows up in your nightmares. One that shakes you to your core. Look no further. This is the Eerie Parlor. Short stories inspired by urban legends, real-life experiences, folktales, or nightmares. Take your seat and help yourself to the refreshments. Now we begin. Here's your host, Lady of the Woods.
Oh, here, let me take your jacket for you. Your jacket is a little dusty. Welcome to the Eerie Parlor. I'm your host for tonight. Please take a seat and let me prepare you some complimentary tea. While you rest, would you like to hear a story? I must warn you though, my tales are not for the faint of heart. Are you brave enough to listen? Do you know the Muffin Man that lives on Drury Lane? I'm sure most of you have heard this children's song, but I bet you didn't know the song was made as a warning to children. The Muffin Man is real, in a sense, and Drury Lane is a real place. However, I will not disclose the location for the safety of all those who let their curiosity get the better of them. Please do not attempt to look for this place. As mentioned earlier, this song has passed down through generations of families, changing over the years into the version you know today. This morning was never about the Muffin Man, but the Mushroom Man. Although the Mushroom Man may sound like a singular creature, this fellow is part of a clan of mushroom men. They are certainly no mere man as the name would have you think. While their birthplace and choice of residence is the accursed Drury Lane, their years and years of devouring have created a necessity to venture out far beyond its borders in search of their next meal. A problem for the normally timid and reserved group. With skin enveloped by knots and bumps resembling that of a budding velvet shank, they're surely not a sight you'd care to have by your bed at night. While these beasts may have no eyes to speak of along their tall, slender frame, their heightened sense of smell and hearing make maneuvering them quite tricky. These slow-moving creatures suspend themselves on 4 slender, bony legs. Their thick, meaty torso houses their mouth, located in a large orifice on their abdomen. Hidden within are sharp, serrated brown teeth coated with a substance similar to the paralytic agent rocuronium. Their mouths open only when expelling pores or feeding, so take care that no sputum breaches your blanket, for even a teaspoon should make contact with your flesh. You'll not be able to move for quite some time. But should you survive peering inside a Mushroom Man's mouth, worry not, for it will wear off eventually. These centuries-old creatures are wise and methodical. There is no bargaining with a being such as these, as they strike with no empathy for mortal life, only driven by instinct and a primal hunger to consume. These creatures are shy ones, so you are likely not to see them if you're not paying attention. They prefer the shadows and dark corners, concealing themselves well amidst the foliage of an autumn scenery. However, if you are adept enough to catch a glimpse of one, I will offer you some guidance, lest you fall prey to the Mushroom Man. You'll first notice its spores, although you may not realize it. Maybe you've noticed your house is a bit more dusty than usual, or maybe you've sneezed a bit more this fall. An easy thing to pass off as a simple case of allergies or the sniffles during the cold season. A very bad thing to overlook. These spores may be hard to spot because they resemble dust bunnies. They may vary in hues of green, brown, gray, or black depending on the type of mushroom man that's stalking you, but all are equally as dangerous. If you find yourself seeing more and more dust bunnies, particularly around your sleeping area, please remain vigilant, for it has already set its sights on you. There are elixirs and potions for these spores, but get rid of the root of the problem. It is believed that the Mushroom Man spreads these spores as a way to mark you. There have been cases where, upon initially tasting you, this creature will mark you and your DNA. That means it will come for you later on in your life after you have matured in taste. Luckily, there are signs of being marked that you can watch out for. You may start to notice yourself becoming intolerant of any type of heat and perspiring more than normal. Perspiration will build up, causing a powdery film to form. No one is completely sure of this film's properties yet, but it speeds up the fermentation process by tenfold. You may also notice yourself preferring humid, cool temperatures and developing a yearning for foods high in fat, becoming hungrier and hungrier. You would do well to refrain from eating as much as your stomach may desire, for this is only an attempt to fatten you up for the Mushroom Man. Finally, should you ignore all of these signs, fleshy, gill-like nodes will start to protrude from your limbs. This, unfortunately, is a late sign of manifestation of this creature's impending reveal. Take heed not to let it get to this stage, for once these projections take root in you, nothing more can be done to save you. So, weary traveler, if your family or friends tell you that they saw a Mushroom Man in their room, please listen. You may be their only hope at a chance of survival. Did you finish your tea? You need to finish all of it. Oh, I'm so glad you liked it. You look so tired. Would you like to stay the night? We have a vacancy and I'll only charge you half price since I like you. Great. It's nice to get away from home sometimes. I ran a nice, hot mineral bath for you in your room to soothe your rash. Oh, we're able to run it so quickly because we have wonderful staff here. Have a good night, and I'll see you in the morning. Yep, it's just upstairs and down the hall to your left. The door will be open. I hate this. A marked one is always such a mess to clean up. These spores can't be good for the counter. Much better. Guess I'll prepare for tonight. I have a feeling we'll have to prepare for another visitor soon.
You've been listening to The Eerie Parlor. Our mission is to terrify you, electrify, and rock you to your core. Each episode is a short horror story inspired by urban legends, real-life experiences, folktales, or nightmares. It's what we do. Join us next time, but in the meantime, find us on Instagram at The Eerie Parlor. You survived another episode. Next time, you may not be so lucky.